Why, welcome. Welcome, my friends. This is another edition of the Deadbeat Podcast, starring me, your co host, Rodney Brown. And I'm missing my other co host today. My friend Ken Saft is not there. Darn. He had previous obligations. So, what can we do? That's the way it goes. But I'll do my best to hold down the fort for the next 20 minutes. Thank you for joining me, your co-host Rodney Brown of the Deadbeat Podcast. And on this podcast, we discuss mostly information relating to the Grateful Dead, our favorite band in the whole wide world ever, our favorite band ever. Ken feels the same way, I'm sure. The dead never die. Dead forever. That's what we say. Just like my shirt. Dead forever. I got it at the Sphere in Las Vegas. Or you're not supposed to say the. It's just Sphere in Las Vegas. And saw them there a couple years. And oh my God, what a great show. What a great venue. The coolest venue I've ever been to, ever, regarding sight, sound, ease of entrance and exiting. Just all around great time. Well worth the money that you spend. And the people that work there, oh, they're just so sweet. They're so sweet, so helpful. Highly recommend that venue. Whoever you go see there, I'm sure it's going to be a great show. But anyway, going back to my buddy Ken. Kenny, we miss you. Please come back soon. And that's that. I was just doing a live broadcast, and it went better than it did the last time. The last time we attempted a live broadcast, well, I was so concerned about getting everything right and up to speed that for some reason I saw the audio volume level move, but it wasn't in the program area. It wasn't moving there. And I didn't realize that it wasn't. And so we had a show that we did live that had no audio. So we just had to delete that sucker right out of there, right out of YouTube. But this time we have audio. We don't have a script. That's the one thing that we're missing. Well, maybe not the only thing, but it's one of the things that we're missing. Because we don't do scripts. I don't do scripts. I don't really like to do scripts. I like to improvise. Yes, that's my favorite thing to do, is just improvise. And I seriously believe in the future that you're going to see more unscripted, unrehearsed material on television. That's my personal prediction. It's because everything is just too scripted these days, if you ask me. And we're all supposed to pretend that we're going along with it. And the scripts that I mean not only the shows that we see are scripted, but the commercials, all the ads. Everything's just so darn scripted that we need to have unscripted things. I think eventually the audience will be intelligent enough to relate to unscripted material. So there's that. And so there's these things that I discussed. So going back, I had a live show that I just did, and the script, the audio was just fine this time around, but I had a split screen on the screen. I had two angles of myself. And so one, I wasn't looking at the camera at all. I didn't discover this until after the fact. So if you go on our website, on our YouTube, you'll see that on there. And you'll say, why is it split screen? Well, I made a mistake. You know, relating to mistakes and the Grateful Dead, we can relate there. We're a little connected. I was listening to one of their sound engineers from days gone by, Betty Cantor Jackson, and this was a great interview that she gave. And she was talking about the experimental aspect of the Grateful Dead and their music and their performances. And it was all one big experiment. So when you're experimenting, things go wrong. And actually, when you're doing experiments, a scientist will tell you that it's the things that go wrong that lead to the right thing. It's mistakes that sometimes reveal the greatest discoveries. For instance, penicillin. That was all a big mistake, right? So I'm relating us to all of that wonderfulness because, yes, we do make mistakes here at the Deadbeat Podcast. I'm the one that is in charge of the technical aspects, so I have to take the blame for these mistakes. But without these mistakes, how could things get better? So I'm learning a lot more about this podcast studio because some of you know I have a television show on Pasadena Media that's out of Pasadena, obviously. And it's Pasadena Media, the Arroyo channel. And it's on Mondays, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. It's All About Me TV is the title of the show. I host, produce, direct, founded, created. So that's where I get the title from. But I don't want it to sound like I'm selfish. It's just All About Me TV. And I go out and relate to the community from time to time. Other than that, the show's about one's wellness and our advancement in this thing called life. And so that's Mondays, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Right now, I'm in a podcast studio that I'm still learning the ropes with. And this is downtown Los Angeles Library, Central Library. And this great facility is right here at our fingertips. So it's really great. I was talking in my last podcast, the one that I did live about a half an hour ago, I was chit-chatting about a story that I saw on a show this morning, CBS Saturday Morning. And the story was about the happiest countries in the world, and with the number one being Finland. So it was a story about the happiest countries in the world, and number one was Finland for about 4 years in a row, I think it was. And let me tell you, I don't think it'd be easy to be happy there because they have a harsh winter, a lot of darkness, but can you imagine that they still managed to be chosen as number one happiest place on the planet? Well, they interviewed some people, and the people said there that they're happy. It's not so much that they're joyous and singing and laughing all the time. That's not really what their happiness is about. Their happiness stems from being content with what you have. And that I found was interesting. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because they showed this didn't necessarily relate to the story 100%, but they showed a library, the library in downtown Helsinki. And that library offers a plethora of services like 3D printing. They didn't show a podcast studio, but they might as well because they showed a bunch of other different services they offered. So that reminded me of here, downtown Los Angeles Library, where we have this wonderful podcast studio. Well, it's at our fingertips, and that's a great thing. And that made me think, well, here I am happy for something that I have, content with something that I have. It may not be the fanciest studio on the planet, but it works, and it's really nice. So here we are. Yes. Oh, okay. And so I'm wanting to not totally repeat my show that I just did, the live show. But once I do that live show and it's over, it will be on our, I was going to say once it's over, but it will be on our YouTube page. That's right. So you can see that live broadcast that I just completed. But in that live broadcast that I just completed, I had mentioned a few shows that I had went to. So this show primarily deals with the Grateful Dead, but it also deals with other shows that Ken or I may have attended. Kenny, the guy that's not there right now today. But we may talk about a show that isn't Grateful Dead. It may be a Dead cover band, but it may not be the Dead at all. And so I went to 2 shows this past week. Not this week, but the week before. I saw Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts at the Hollywood Bowl, and that was what a show that was. Right in the middle, center. It was kind of far back, but it was still center, so that was great. And he did all of his classics, not all of them, but he did a lot of great classic Neil Young songs, Neil Young and Crazy Horse tunes. And one song that grabbed my attention that I was not that familiar with was a song he performed entitled Big Crime. And the lyrics go something like this: there's big crime in D.C. at the White House. There's big crime in D.C. at the White House. No more great again. No more great again. And so I thought he had a lot of chutzpah to sing a song like that these days. So more power to you, Neil Young. I enjoyed your show. I really did. More power to you, Jimmy Kimmel. I enjoy your show. I never really used to watch those monologues, but now he's got me as a new viewer. So that's great. Thank you, Jimmy, because I do enjoy your monologues. And so that was one of the shows that I saw that was really great. But I also saw the Who at the Hollywood Bowl. And that show was really great. It was their final tour, and it was entitled The Song Is Over. And the songs that they did all their classics. It was just like one hit after another. Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend, their voices were just top notch. And I was impressed with Roger Daltrey. I'm impressed that they're getting so much older and they still have such great voices. And Roger Daltrey, oh, he just belted it out during the song Love, Rain, or Me. Oh, my goodness. It was just great. It was great. And I really enjoyed, like I said, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Pete Townsend's brother, Simon Townsend, who performed a song, Going Mobile. They said they hadn't really ever done that one live too much until this tour. And so he's performing that, and he sounds just like his brother, Pete Townsend, on the guitar, and his vocals sound just like him. So that was great. And that was one of the best sounding shows that I ever saw at the Hollywood Bowl. It was great. They really cared about the sound. And that brings me, we only have about 6 more minutes left, but I have a book entitled Loud and Clear, The Grateful Dead, Wall of Sound, and the Quest for Audio Perfection. And it's all about the sound that the Dead put forth. They cared about their audience. They cared about the sound. They cared about what their audience was hearing. Not many groups did that back then. It was all a big cash grab for most groups, touring was. But they actually cared about what their audience was experiencing. And the only other groups I ever known that really do that are them and Pink Floyd, The Wall, which I saw, which had speakers in the back of you, which projected sound. It was like surround sound. And The Who the other night. That was one of the greater sounding shows I had ever attended. And let me read a quick liner note here. 28,000 watts, 600 speakers, 48 amplifiers, 10 band members, 1 wall of sound. Loud and Clear is the first book to tell the full story of the Grateful Dead's Wall of Sound, an unprecedented and since unparalleled speaker system that was as tall as a school bus is long and more than 100 feet wide. The band's quest for roaring yet crystal clear sound began after their formation in 1965, colliding with the 60s progressive social climate. Excuse me. A little dusty in this room. That's better. So, the quest for sound, perfection. It started with them, and this wall of sound was so unprecedented. Until now, I want to add, going back to Sphere in Las Vegas, where the Dead and Company played the past couple of years, they had residencies there. Well, that place is a beacon of sound quality. It's like every single speaker in there, they're hidden, and they're aimed at every single seat in the house, from what I understand. So back then, they were on this big quest for excellent sound, and now it's a given that at places, at venues like Sphere. And what a venue that is. I think I already mentioned it. I'm getting my shows mixed up. I can't remember if I mentioned it in this show or the last show. But I know we're almost out of time. I do know that much. And it's really been a great time hanging out with you today, downtown Los Angeles. That's where I'm broadcasting from. I almost said we are. But we only have one of us here today. Ken is missing in action. No, we know he's not here. We know where he's at. But he'll be back in a week or two. And we'll be happy to have him back. Sometimes you don't know what you got until it's gone. And so now that he's gone, I really miss him. But I appreciated him anyway. That's for sure. So it's been great. I don't know what else I'm going to talk about. I have about 2 more minutes, but that's unscripted show for you. Some of you may not like unscripted. Some of you may like scripted. I always say this was when I had my show, the show I was telling you about. It's All About Me TV. I used to have call-ins, and some people would call in and like the show. Some people would call in and not like the show. And so I would always say, love me or hate me, just watch me. Well, that doesn't apply so much to this podcast because you're watching and you have to go out of your way to watch it. That was back when I was doing the show live. And that was that. Like I said, some people loved it, some people hated it. Love me, hate me, just watch me. And but I hope you all are enjoying our podcast this far. This is about our third one. We've made a few mistakes in the past, but we keep on trucking, keep on going. And that's just a great thing right there. I hope you had a great summer, and I hope you're going to have a great autumn as we head into a new season. And I hope you get to go see some live shows. I know live shows, to me, that's where it's at. You get to see a band live. You really get to appreciate different variations on the renditions of songs that you are familiar with. Some bands do it well. Some bands, the recordings are better, quote unquote better. And so that's that. Oh, I'm just so happy to be with you. It just makes me feel good. Now I kind of know what the Grateful Dead felt like when they were with their band, with their fans on tour all the time. They just wanted to be close to the fans. They toured all the time just to be close to the fans. And so that's a great thing. I can feel that with you. It's great to be with you. Thank you so much for being with us, with me today and with us in the past and the future. It's been great. I'll see you next time, and I'll be back with Kenny Saft. In the meantime, have a good one.